Guys, doing freaking partials. Prison partials, bro. I'm feeling my belly. Yo, they prison, bro. Reminds me of prison. Bravo. Roy, bravo to you, man. What's happening? My name is Albert. Welcome to another workout with this soon-to-be 61-year-old Roy Belzer. It's nice to meet you, Roy. And I am so tickled to be able to just elaborate on that video that Greg Doucette made about you, where that guy Connor said all fat personal trainers ought to be executed. And so I thought, man, I'm the guy, man. I'm the guy who has... Hey, shut up! I'm the guy who has the freaking... I think the better voice. Why? Because I'm not a trainer. I'm not selling anything. I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm actually a student who works out and records my workouts where I keep progress. And I'm like, I'm going to work out with Roy and I'm going to bust a whole bunch of balloons. The first balloon I'm going to bust is my own balloon where I said, does Roy Belzer qualify, yes or no? I'm going to bust that balloon by saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he qualifies or not. To who? If he's getting clients and people are hiring him, then so can you imagine Roy saying, no, I'm not going to take on in this endeavor because I don't qualify. Look at me. I'm too fat. I'm overweight. But meanwhile, he's freaking getting down in a way where I would like to see somebody bolders try to do what this guy does, bro. Not to compare, bro. So here, let me get this out the way so you can see where my heart is. Subscribe to Roy Belzer and subscribe to Greg Doucette, goddammit. And never mind about me, bro, because I'm a student. Now, you see where I'm coming from already, bro? I'm not freaking trying to chase anything. And so now, Roy, I'm going to work out with you because I get down with fitness, bro. I could run. I could jump. I could do a whole bunch of fancy moves with the females. Pistol squats. Yes! Standing rollouts, baby. Yeah! And I worked out with Greg Doucette too.
Work harder. How hard? Harder than you work. How many reps of failure? Harder. Just go harder. Stop it. Harder. More effort. More intensity.
Oh boy. I could do some difficult stuff with the Marine and Army guys. And so I'm going to work out with Roy. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to freaking bust more balloons. So this is what I did. I took a 4-year workout video because he doesn't have a current one. And so I'm going to work out with Roy when I think he was slimmer. And then what I'm going to do is that, you know, wherever he takes a break for a minute, I put my own 1-minute timer so I could come here and just freaking get down. And just elaborate on the freaking actual nature of what's going on here between me and Roy. And so, Roy, let's get to it. All right, boys, I'm ready. Let's get it. What are we doing? Oh, jog it out. Okay, jog it out, baby. All right, bro. This 61-year-old's gonna find out. Okay. So far, so good, bro. There's nothing wrong with jogging it out, bro. We're jogging it out, man. Yeah. Come on, man. Gotcha. Back lunges? What? Gotcha. Gotcha. Hi, okay. Wow. Come on, bodybuilders. Let's see you do this. Okay, he's gotcha. Oh, that's a modification. Very good, Roy. Very, very good. Come on, yeah. Rest. So, Roy, that's the intro, and so I'm gonna speak for a minute. That's not bad. The guy is working out, and so fantastic, Roy. This is really good. I'm already building up a sweat. And so, bro, what's to come is another 20 minutes of you. This is in total a 23-minute workout with Roy. And I have to say that there's really nothing to say because I don't get why these influencers are meddling with your world when their world has nothing to do with you. They're bodybuilders, they're influencers, and so they need to sell themselves and then collect clients, and you're doing the same. And I don't want to use the word qualify, but you're a good example of someone to follow. Why not? What's next, baby? Y'all gonna play some more? We're freaking working, bro. Come on, boy. We're working. Am I going high enough? Oh yeah! Yeah! Yo, bro! My next question is, okay, try this. Try this, we'll talk some more. Okay, and so now, Roy, for me, this is an old video. He's getting down. He's exercising, and I'm 61 years old, and I'm already mega winded. And so I can challenge you guys for fun to see if you guys could do this. But better yet, you can't critique this. Because if you're already in the fitness realm, then you know, okay, I'll strap on a 5 kg vest. I'll strap on a 10 kg vest. I'll lift my legs even higher. I'll jog in place a little faster. And so this is where off the chain fitness kicks in to say, use your wits. You're working out. What's next, baby? Okay, we're going faster. Yeah, baby. I'm feeling my belly. Yo, man, the fast one thing is falling off me, bro. I need water. Okay. Breathe, okay. Guys, don't freaking partials. Prison partials, bro. Partials. Oh my God. Sorry, Greg. Yo, Greg. So check this out. Greg said, Roy says, whatever you think, we're not going anywhere. And Greg responded, because you can't go anywhere, you're too. And so, look at this guy. Look at this guy. And so, I doubt if any of you will work out with him. To see for yourself, under your own gaze, not to do it with him, but to do it under the guise of your fitness repertoire. You strong guys will strap on a 10 kg vest. Do this with weights. Let me see. And so this brings me to the other excess overweight influencers that I had a fantastic workout, and this shows that, okay, if you're overweight and it's hurting you to that point, I'll get to it. Prison reps. Yo, so what I was saying, bro. All right, bro, there's chapters here if you just want to come to my chats. So what I was saying before I had to work out was that this is not my first workout with an excess overweight person. The last one was Western Caroline. And now here's the deal. These overweight so-called could move. So they were physically fit. I don't know about the rest because I'm not in their lives to know that. So I can't speculate upon anything. I could just go by what they say, which even sometimes what people say is not so accurate. And so Roy said that he struggled issues on both spectrums. He got really thin and he got caught there and had to get out of there. And so he's on the other side for safety reasons. I can't elaborate on that. No. What? Yo, they prison, bro. Reminds me of prison. I'm working out with a fat personal trainer. I'm not supposed to be, bro. Drop squats, bro. One more. So, yo. All right, bro. So, I do not have a place in their mental well-being because I'm not in their lives, bro. And so, now those people that we know of who gain excess and they end up in bad shape, I don't know, they're not working out. If they worked out, would they be better? Could it be just the simple fact that some people can handle weight and they're okay with extra weight? And there's some people that are athletic prone, they're gonna be thin because they're prone for that. And so the stocky little kids, they're really strong, can't even lift them up. They're freaking strong, they need to lift. The other ones that don't wanna work out, they're mind kids, they wanna read, they're scientifically bound. And so that's very important because this explains why people will turn to him. And I'll get to a very important aspect, which Greg was saying that, you know, they turn to him because he's not intimidating. Greg misunderstood that. I'm gonna clarify that. But I think I have another workout now before it hits me. Okay, here it is. Oh, 1 minute and a half, baby. Come on now. The same leg. Okay, you need balance for this, bro. He got balance, bro. Look at this. You need balance for this, bro. Partials, baby. Like in prison, boy. You know what I'm saying? We freaking got jacked on partials, bro. This is the partial right here that freaking gets us all jacked in prison, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I feel it, Roy. Tomorrow, sore legs, bro. I can go deeper. Feel this one out, guys. Listen to Roy. He's the instructor. You're my instructor today, Roy. Oh, boy. Can I reach for some water? 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Okay. So, before I had to get ready to work out with Roy, I wanted to present what Greg Bouchette misunderstood, which was that, you know, Roy said people come to me because he's not intimidating. And so Greg's response was that, look at this guy, bro. He's not intimidating, like from the get-go. So there's nothing to be intimidated about, but you caught it wrong. Sometimes when I was 20 pounds heavier and I was in the worst shape ever, you guys intimidated me because you guys were so far away from what I could achieve. That's the intimidating part. That I could not turn to a freaking shredded bodybuilder at that time. I can now, but I couldn't at the time. And so that's what makes the difference between the comfortability aspect of me turning to someone where I can make decent gains even if I don't want them, but at least in the in the mix. What are we doing, Roy? Okay, here's no balance, bro. I feel it. me? Reminds me of my time, bro, when I did time, you know what I mean? Yo, bro, we did partials, bro. They're called prison reps, bro. Roy, you're doing fantastic, bro. Bravo. Roy, bravo to you, bro. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Yeah, baby. Yo, baby. Yo, now you grab weights. You put a 50 kg weight right here, bro, and you freaking hold that shit, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If 50 kg is too heavy, you go to 40 kg, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about here, bro. And so I'm deepening and deep to get the glutes. You may have to freaking scoop in and freaking feel them, bro. Oh, yeah, yo, baby. So, what was the last thing I was saying? Okay, so what I was saying is that these guys are they are not intimidating, which means that they feel comfortable with someone within their field, Greg. Not that he is an intimidating person per se, but like now, look. I'm working out with Roy. I work out with Chris Harrier, bro. And we get down doing 100 burpees, bro. So now, if I want to turn to bodybuilding, I'll go to Dorian Yates hands down. And why? Because he's the freaking smartest guy I've ever come across who did the bodybuilding. He did all the stuff. He got out, he got into yoga, he quit a lot of the stuff. He started stretching and he started to build a different avenue for his life so that he could sustain his life, because that life that he lived, he didn't have to do those things anymore, you see? So let me get, so, I have to do an extra one, bro. It's getting windy, Roy. Sorry for the rain, for the wind. Oh, he's falling off balance too. One more. It's gonna rain, bro. We work out in the rain. This is the way to keep balance, bro. Move your arms. Roy, you wanna move your arms like this to keep balance. Okay? We're going deeper, baby. We're going deeper into the freaking prison squats, bro. Yo, Roy, bro, maybe you did time, bro. Maybe we did time together. I'm not too sure, bro. You know what I mean? So we're going deeper. You can push. You can freaking swing into it. Yeah! I'm going sooner, bro. So here I'm going in deeper, bro. And so I'm feeling where I feel the glute, you get it? I don't necessarily have to follow Roy. I'm actually pushing myself with my right leg so that I can add more resistance. This means I'm working out with Roy. Okay, so like I said, you know, Dorian Yates is my choice. But when I was heavier and totally out of shape, turning to him will be very difficult because the guys are freaking 8 Olympia guys. So that is intimidating because I felt like it would take forever to get in shape. Now, whether that mindset is within proper place, I don't know, because I still need to feel good around who I'm working out with. Like, maybe if I worked out with Roy, I feel it could work well for me because I could feel good about myself that I could freaking keep up with him or do better. And so people like that, they go to those type of people because the worst is to not be able to keep up and you go home sour. I know people who beat themselves up because they were tested physically, and they failed, and they felt so horrible, you know. And I'm doing this to them, yo. Oh man, try this with a freaking 30 kg vest on, bro. And jump high, bro. Extra. Yo, so look at what I did. Let me show you what I did. Because those freaking lifts, I said after all those exercises, I'm gonna be freaking shot. Let me put a rest. And so maybe he has a rest there, but I put a rest already assuming by vision, which is another big problem. You guys are going by visuals. So you see me working out, oh, this guy's 61 years old, you bypass it. Maybe you can't even do it. 30 seconds, bro. Oh, man. Try this holding weights, bro. Greg, you hold weights. Greg. Stay tall. I like that. Stay tall.
2, 1, out.
I'm going down now, bro. Now. Come on, man. We're nailing it, bro. You go always go as deep as you can, bro.
That's it. Keep looking. In the minds. Find that balance.
Oh.
10 seconds.
I got the calves activated too, bro.
Here. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest.
Water. All right, look at that. That's finished without me even knowing it. Yo, Greg. Sorry for you. Okay, Greg, like I said, Greg Duchette and his crew belongs in a certain framework of people. Like, you don't belong on Roy's side and what he's doing. You don't belong there. The same way I favor, because I love Chris Harrier. I freaking think he's a freaking bomb, man. But as soon as I saw him doing bodybuilding tutorials, I said, you know what? That's not his place, bro. You can just see it. And so it looked like he caught on because he got heat for that. And so he's in his lane. So he's doing burpees. He's doing the planks. He's doing a lot of things that none of you guys could do. And so I won't be that stupid to freaking pair you guys up and try to compare freaking calisthenics master to Greg Duchette. Come on. Okay, Greg, maybe you can still do a backflip, but you shouldn't compare these guys because there's no avenue of comparison. You can compare yourself with Derek to those twins, the ones that you freaking try to help. You can have that type of comparison with them because they're within your field. But when it comes to like these people that are sensitive, when you carry extra weight, you're walking with an extra level of sensitivity. You're already called fat. You already called names. I was called names too, bro. So I'm carrying a life where they called me names. They called me fatso. They poked me in the belly. And now on top of that, you guys are wanting me to lose weight when losing weight may be a threat at the time. Now, Roy, this is from me to you, heart to heart. If you ever watch this video, this is heart to heart. In our lifetimes, we should all at least enter a zone of being able to say, yeah, I got in incredible shape to the best of my capability. Because then you would have gotten there, like me, look at me, this is me shredded. Here I was doing what the bodybuilders did, And so I was shredded there, and it was very difficult, like they explained, and I was on the freaking salads and the eggs and and that was not sustainable and kind of silly for me to do that when I didn't have to, because I wasn't competing and la 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 la. And so yes, I visually looked nice while I had to pay the consequences of someone who did that. But from there, Roy, which is my point, I found a medium. And so my medium is that I like to carry a extra weight. My age allots it, because if I get too slim, then more wrinkles will freaking pop out. Because since I had weight issues, the saggy skin is still there, and unless it's filled up, if it's not filled up, it'll look like a freaking wet blanket, bro. And so now, Roy, you're on this journey. I already caught on that slim threatens you, which is why you don't want to work out with people whose goals are to lose weight. Because losing weight, you steered away from. Although I know that that's a healthy option as long as you don't go into the extremes, which is saying very lightly, because the problem could be the extremes. Now, people don't know this, that once you enter a certain area and you lost a lot of weight, your tendency is to push and lose more and lose more. And if you have the freaking dysmorphia going on, when you look in the mirror, it'll never be enough, and that's where the problem comes. And then you keep going until it threatens you. So Greg doesn't know this either. I work in the healthcare field for many years, this mental field, helping many with addictions. And so you're hearing the voice of someone that practiced this daily for years, bro, working at various hospitals, working with all kinds of addictions. And so when I dealt with addictions, I cannot just talk addictions. I cannot talk problematic whatever. I cannot spew. I had to examine the prospect, and I had to assess the actual person only for a very long time before I could get a real good whiff of what was actually happening within their lives. This is why I say that you guys that you're judging visually, you're looking at a person and you're saying what he is and what he's not, and this is right and this is wrong visually, which you're shortchanging yourself. You're jerking yourself from ever sinking yourself into deeper aspects of the things that people end up facing. You say it, bro. You take the roids, and the roids, they becomes addictive in one form or another, psychologically or physically. You getting a major payoff from looking that way, and that payoff is too much of a payoff for you to ever let it go, and so you embrace it and do it knowing that it'll hurt you. The same thing what you guys are doing in the bodybuilding field is exactly the same thing when someone, let's say, stays heavy because she's protected that way. They use it as a protection, like, I'm heavy and I'm safe here. And that aspect cannot be freaking unraveled, bro. You cannot use words to articulate anything about that particular person. If you want to try to explain to anyone how to tie a knot using gestures. And if you could do that, you qualify. But if you can't, you have to stay in your lane. Like when Greg talks about roids, I shut. When he talks about the bodybuilding and the things and the trainings and the I shut the hell up. Because that's his world and I don't have a place there. But just like when Chris Harrier crossed over to the bodybuilding thing and he got freaking, I have to say that the same thing about you guys, bro. You guys stay in your lane. You guys, that 150-minute cardio nonsense, Greg, is nonsense because you don't know someone's true potential. And there are athletic prone people that they'll start walking and running and running and running and running and it'll be 300. It'll be so much. But there's other people that are not athletic prone. And so those guys, they're not going to be so athletic and loose because they're just a different prone type of a person, bro. Like not everybody's meant or designed to be a bodybuilder. And so what I'm saying in a nutshell is that what we're facing is what you call an epidemic. It's more prevalent now around the scope of the world to be around excess fat. So it's prevalent. This means that the prevalence itself will means that the kids will be seeing this. Which is why I know hot girls who like the freaking belly, bro. They want the freaking pot belly, bro. And I tell why. They go, oh, that's so sexy. So in their prevalence, they're around it and they consider it sexy. So there's going to be a certain time where you guys are going to be fucking abnormal people, bro. Fucking muscles, artificial. You're gonna end up there, because if the population of obesity is 30%, and it rises to 40%, and more people are around it, and the generations grow into it, and that's what they see, that's going to be their new standard of beauty. I think in the old days, in the 20s or something like that, the excess fat was also the pictures. I've seen old pictures where that was the standard of beauty. And so because it's a standard of beauty, they're not going to turn to you guys that look mechanical to them, robotic, with the perfect superhero bodies. They're not going to turn to you. And so they're going to want to turn to Roy. They're going to want to turn to these people that are now considered normal to them, because they're growing up in just a different era of acceptance, social acceptance, cultural things that we inherit. And so the kids that are growing up are going to inherit something that we're not around at this point. You see this guy, bro? Greg, bro. And so, what can I say to close? Roy, this is a longer video than I thought, but I think it's very, very, very handy. Roy, get down, bro. Like I said, it would be really nice for you to bring yourself down so that you're not freaking glamorizing. Oh, look at me, fat at any size. Take it serious. To show people you could do both. And you don't have to get yourself to the slim point that's dangerous for you. But you can say, you know what? I'm going to freaking lift more weights, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this just for you to see, for you. Obviously, if you don't like it, but you will thank me 100 times over. Because you're not there to look in the mirror and to see another you. Like I was so tickled when someone told me, you work out. They didn't ask me. They said, you work out. And I looked back to all my efforts, and right there was the payoff, man. That I didn't have to wear my cut-off sleeves and do this. They saw it with my freaking long sleeve and baggy shirts, bro. They can see it in my jaw, bro. And so, Roy, I'm wishing you the best. I'm wishing Greg the best. I'm wishing that whoever watches this subscribes to both of you at the same time and then utilizes you both. Because Greg, if you do this exercise, but you put in your spin, you go deeper, you do the thing, you freaking the master of freaking powerlifting, and so you can freaking do this now with freaking weights over here, freaking get down, bro. But these exercises are traditional, they're common, and they're freaking really good, bro. And so look at the marriage that I produced between fat personal trainers ought to be executed and Greg that did a great job that's supporting Roy, and me coming in to merge the two. Because if you do weightlifting on one day and then the next day do this, bro, 20 minutes, bro, you're going to get your cardio in, bro. And so anyway, this concludes my workout. I got a good workout, Roy. And my legs were taxed because I made them taxed. There's a certain way where I made sure to freaking tax my glutes. Because it's my job. I'm the one working out, goddammit. And I'm not going to wait for you to tell me what to do. This is what I'm saying. And so anyway, this brings this workout to a close. I hope whoever watches this gets enough out of this for you to see the value in both. And not go, oh no, that one. Oh no, this one is that one. And you're making decisions visually, which means that you are whacking yourself. You don't even know. You don't even try it to see it for yourself. And so you guys that want to embarrass Roy because you're fit and you do it like him, you just jerk yourself again. Because if you work out with him and you know you could do it, then strap on a 50 kg vest. Put on a hold freaking weights, bro. Hold them like a man right here through the whole thing and let me see you do it. You won't be able to do it. So I am Off the Chain Fitness, where we freaking embrace all, bro. We get down. And so this workout comes to a close, and until the next one, I am done.